welcome to my review of Endroll. This is a free RPG Maker game by Segawa. I can't find much info on them. I know they've made another RPG Maker game called Fair Their City. Their website is all in Japanese and Google Translate can only do so much. The English version of the game was done by VGPerson, of course. I guess it's something of a horror game, but the download page says that it's a regretful adventure RPG. Now, reviewing this game and taking a closer look at its story might be something of a faux pas. While videos are fine, Segawa's website asks that you don't slander it, which is vague and probably a poor translation, so I don't know if that includes reviews or any form of criticism, but if a game exists, it can be reviewed, so, fight me. Our game begins with Russell. He's a murderer. He's also 14. He's undergoing an experiment where he has to inject himself with a drug that will cause him to sleep and dream all day. The point of the dream is that he'll live in a community populated by the people he's killed and try to learn emotions and guilt. Okay, no, but could you imagine? If he fails, he'll be executed, and if he succeeds, he'll be set free. Also, he only has 7 days to do this? Damn, there's a lot to unpack here right off the bat. First of all, if any of that sounds interesting to you, go play the game, because I'm going to be spoiling pretty much everything here. I know that's not my typical MO, but the game is pretty much all story, and I really want to dig deep here. Oh, but first, content warnings. I did a screenshot so the video won't get demonetized. Consider yourself warned. I'm trying not to question the world the game takes place in, but really, death penalty for someone under the age of 18, or freedom with no jail time. The 7-day thing I'll excuse because it's obviously just a time limit for the game. Still, feels a bit ass backwards. But at least this dream is nice. Let's go meet our our friendly new neighbors. By the way, this isn't a dating sim, just gonna make that clear right now. Kinda wish it was though, cause there are some mad cute guys here. You know what, I've said too much. First you meet Faria, who's your dream guide. She's not very relevant, so you go meet everyone else in town. Russell is seen as a new resident who just moved to this town that doesn't have a name. Also, he can't tell the other residents that this is a dream or it'll collapse or something. You go out and meet Tabasa, the one-man animal control, Cody, I think she's a Lost Harvest Moon character, Saxon, the mayor and the oldest 45-year-old in existence, Muriel, yes I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, she works for Saxon and has a crush on him, which Yumi, the town's Mr. Police, Dogma, the priest and a representation of this game's subtlety, Gardenia, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, a girl Russell's age who can probably cook better than I can, and Cantera, who is half dragon or something. Don't worry about it, I'm sure he'll go save Skyrim someday. So the game works like this. Each day a character will have some sort of problem, and you can help them with said problem by exploring the woods and other nearby towns. This will involve battling monsters with the characters in your party. Yeah, it's odd how rare RPG elements are in RPG Maker horror games, but Endroll does have a full battle system. I think it's just so you could fight Russell's inner demons in a way that feels tangible and to show off these fucking freaky monster designs. They're interesting to look at if nothing else, but they are spooky. The battle shouldn't give you too much trouble, but I'd still recommend that you save often, because I did die twice and had to replay like a half hour. Doesn't bug me too much because I have nothing better to do, but I hope you do, so don't make my mistakes. But back to the whole fighting inner demons thing. The monsters represent things from Russell's past. You'll fight a bunch of them and then go up against a boss of some sort that's related to the character you're with that day and how Russell killed them. Once you win, everyone goes back home, and when you get to your house... You know what? What the fuck am I gonna find in there? Oh, Jesus, never mind. Ooh, fuck all that. What the... Who repainted my room? And these wall decals and bed sheets are hideous. This is the worst episode of While You Were Out ever. You can read a journal page explaining the whole story of what Russell did, and then you go outside again. As the game goes on, these scenes get more intense. It starts with ghostly visions of the character Russell killed yelling at you, and eventually turns into full reenactments of murders. And it gets pretty fucked up, not gonna lie. But as I gained more understanding of Russell's history and his motivations, the less I wanted to learn about it. His parents were neglectful and abusive, he had no friends, he was jealous of others' happy lives, and killed them over it. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's not that strong of a motivation. I understand that yes, many murderers suffered abuse at some point in their lives, and it sucks that most of the people Russell was close to were such human tumors, but that doesn't stop the trope from being overused. At the same time, though, I did enjoy some of the characters' stories and how the dream version of themselves reacted to being faced with a representation of their death. I like the characters a lot, actually. They've got unique personalities and they're fun to talk to. Well, except the informant, I think. He is your doppelganger and he pretty much just tells you what to do for the day. What he doesn't tell you is where to find guilt. Yeah, apparently learning emotions and experiencing the death of people you call friends isn't enough. You have to go out of your way to explore the world and find things that make you feel guilty. These guilt events start on day 3 and differ from day to day, but you really don't need that many of them to get the required guilt level of 20 when most of them are worth 5. Why is a guilt level of 20 required? Because if you don't feel guilty enough, the game ends on day 5. You'll be told the experiment is getting called off because the medicine is so expensive, but it's not working and you're presumably taken to await execution. No fucking wonder this medicine has no success stories if they weren't willing to wait more than 5 days to see if it worked. What's in that syringe, plutonium? And these guilt events are so random. Like walking into a room that's hidden until you use a red compass in a certain place, and hearing a story about how Russell's pet rabbit got run over by a truck, or climbing into a well to grab a flower, or decapitating an injured horse because his abusive dad spent all their money betting on horse races. Also, the game attempts to jump scare you every time, and I don't appreciate that. Besides the guilt events, the game is way bigger than you'd ever expect, and I think someone playing through it once, casually, will miss out on a lot of extra content. Seriously, there's side quests you can do, optional battle areas with their own bosses, secret events you can unlock by taking certain characters to various locations. The level of detail, like the eyeballs appearing everywhere and the signs and character dialogue becoming twisted as the dream goes on and Russell feels more guilty, it's clear a lot of work went into this. But I feel like it was kind of a waste because most people won't go deeper than the base story and all you get out of it is more backstory that doesn't really add much. All the same, it is nice to see a game with so many layers. There are different ending scenes for each character depending on who you picked as a partner, and that's cool. The endings are all super downers too, which seems appropriate, but let me explain it. Aside from the character scenes, there are 3 main endings. Normal ending, the game stops at day 5 and Russell probably gets executed. Then there are 2 true endings. Yeah, I know that doesn't make sense. The informant tells you that the dream is coming to an end. If you say, I want to stay, Russell stays in the dream world as it becomes more corrupted and presumably dies in his sleep. That's a sad, legitimately effective ending. Refusing to wake up and face the consequences? I think we've all wanted to do that at one point or another. Then there's the other true ending. You say, what do I do? And the informant tells you to go talk to the person you chose as a partner. Russell tells that person everything, the dream, the murders, all of it, and asks them to kill him. He wakes up and is told he has successfully completed the experiment and that officials will come to get him. But the only thing you can do here is go over to the empty syringe. And Russell kills himself. And honestly, I laughed. I just watched a very sad scene of a character coming to terms with the fact that they don't really exist and have to kill the person who killed them in the real world and then disappear forever. And it's followed up by a guy violently goring himself with a syringe. Yeah, it's fucked up, but I laughed because that's one hell of a tone shift. But I'm sure other people will find it very sad, and I sort of do too. Don't do drugs, kids. I think Endroll is creative and very impressive considering it's a free game. The story is kinda whack and I don't really care for the battles, but I like the characters and I certainly don't feel I wasted my time by playing it. I just wasted your time by making a video talking about it. Haha, you were expecting the Trio of Towns review, right? Well, I'm working on it, damn it. I can only record footage on the emulator and it's auto-naming everything Citra. But when that review is done, you can see it a full day early by supporting me on Patreon at the $3 level. Or, just subscribe and wait, whatever works for you. I'm not gonna permanently hide a review behind a paywall or anything. Just because I'm selling out doesn't mean I have to be a dick about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.